everyone. We are here at NOSH Live Summer 2019 in New York City, and we're in our Livestream Studio with our first guest, Evan from Michel et Augustin. Evan, welcome to the live stream.
Thank you, Beth. And by the way, you said that incredibly well.
Oh, I tried very hard. Thank you.
You did great.
So we're very excited to have you as our first guest here. Tell us about your title as Chief Troublemaker.
Well, I think technically it involves a little bit more than that. But, I tend to believe that if I'm not pushing it, if I'm not pushing people to do things that make them a little uncomfortable, and if I'm not pushing our partners to do things that make them a little uncomfortable, and especially our leadership, our investors, and our board, if I'm not pushing them to do things that make them a little uncomfortable, then I'm probably not doing a very good job. So Troublemaker fits, and it kind of fits my personality. And I think, if we knew each other a little better, you'd probably say, yeah, that's pretty spot on.
So we always hear comfort is key. It's sounding like for you, discomfort is key.
Absolutely. You got to keep people on their toes, and I always try to stay on my toes as well.
All right, well, that's pretty exciting. I guess another way to keep people on their toes is by feeding them delicious cookies, right? So you debuted a new packaging design in March at Expo West. Tell us a bit about that.
Well, packaging is probably the most important thing for brands like ours. We're here in this awesome space. You guys are hosting an amazing event with brands that are in their infancy. These are all small brands, and we're almost defined by the interactions that we have with consumers with our product. And so if our packaging isn't a shortcut for everything that we want them to know about us, then we're not doing our job. This is the only thing that we have to communicate. So we've got to cut through everything. We've got to cut through all the BS right away. So what do we want people to know? Well, we want them to see this, and we want them to know right away that this is a product. It's about two guys. It's about Michel and it's about Augustin. It's about two guys who decided that, you know what? Screw it. We don't want to be businessmen anymore. We want to follow our passion, we want to follow our dream, we want to become pastry chefs. We're French guys. Okay, we look pretty French. We love pastry. Okay, look, this is pastry. We make delicious treats. Ooh, these look delicious. And are we a little kooky? Are we a little fun? Are we a little weird? Are we a little, do we make trouble? I don't know, we look like it. We're blue. That's not normal. I've been blue before now, like literally. I can tell you, that's something that weird people do. It's not normal. So all of that comes across now very clearly. Bright, bold colors, breaks through on the shelf, and I think that everything that we want to be now is clear when you see us on shelf.
All right.
I hope.
Maybe next time you'll show up blue, but we'll see.
I don't think I'm ever going to do that again, trust me.
So tell us a bit about these, though. We've seen this trend a lot lately. We've seen a lot of individual pack sizes coming out. Tell us why this is important now.
Well, I think what's important is people want control, right? So, we've seen the trend, years ago we saw the trend of, diet everything. We saw the trend of artificial ingredients, cut back on everything, and, 0 calorie this and that. We've seen now the trend move obviously much more towards real ingredients. These are made with real butter. This is French butter, French flour, real chocolate, but it's a distinctly French diet, meaning it's all about portion size, right? It's all about controlling what you eat. And by putting these in small little individual portions, it gives you the chance to decide how much you want to eat. You want to eat 1, you want to eat 2, you want to eat 3. I mean, to be perfectly honest, I want to eat 15. And for me, this is a single serve. But for most people, this is 4 to 5 serving sizes. And you know what? Good on them. I think what makes this special is more people now are coming around to this kind of French style of eating. You don't see heavy people in France. but you don't see French people giving up on the things that they love also. You don't see French people eschewing, chocolate or giving up on butter. You don't see them going for fad diets and all of that. You see them just choosing to eat the things that they want to eat, but doing it with a little bit of self-control and a little bit of moderation. We just make that a little easier by wrapping them in plastic for you.
Mm-hmm. I love that. So it kind of makes it easier on the consumer and also reflects the brand itself, which is of French origin.
Absolutely.
Tell us a bit about the new flavor that you've got. It's not the one that's sitting here, but it's a triple chocolate flavor that you debuted recently.
So we did a ton of research. So much research, that we rival NASA at this point in the amount of research that we did. And in doing that research, we learned something incredible. And it's going to blow your mind, Beth.
I'm ready.
Are you prepared?
So ready.
Okay. People love chocolate.
Oh. I've heard that before. Okay.
Yeah, no, I have nothing else. People love chocolate. No, they do.
Right.
And, for a brand like ours, we're still in that early stage where we're trying to introduce our product, we're trying to introduce ourselves to the American people. And, we have a pretty good mix of products today, but we're still trying to find those sort of mainstream offerings that will appeal to a pretty wide range of people. We have a nice little hazelnut kind of offering that kind of fits into a nice chocolate hazelnut spread. We have a dark chocolate and sea salt, which is a little bit more sophisticated. We have a milk chocolate caramel, which is my favorite, which I'm going to eat this whole bag during the conference today. And then a triple chocolate is a little bit more of, that's a pretty hardcore American, chocolate on chocolate on chocolate. You can't really get more mainstream than that. And it's good. It'll be out in June.
Okay.
And I have a few in my bag, and I'll slip you a couple when we're
right.
done, as long as you
Cool.
promise not to share them.
Sounds good. Keep that one on the low. So tell us a little bit about your availability here in the U.S. You're available on Amazon. You're available at retailers around the country. Just what has that process been like for you in terms of launching in these bigger retailers?
That has been it's been the most challenging thing that I've had to deal with, coming from a big company and moving over into the startup world, has been just even understanding how this distribution system works, frankly. I had never heard of any of these distributors, any of these brokers, any of these. I thought that you make a product and then someone comes with a giant truck, they bring it to the store, and then before you know it, it's in 135,000 stores, and then you just count the money as it comes in. And it turns out it's really not that easy.
Right.
It's actually quite difficult. And I've been really proud of what our team has been able to do, hand-to-hand combat, really going out and working with our distribution partners, working with some of our great partners like Nassau Candy, like UNFI, like KeHE, to secure some really great placements. And we're excited that now that we finally have broken through with what we really believe is the right package, we've secured some amazing placements. So we'll be hitting the shelves in Safeway in Northern California this summer in over 200 stores. We expect to see some great placements coming out in Giant, in hopefully Hannaford, Gelson's. Like you said, we've got some really good momentum going in Amazon right now. CVS, we think the sky is the limit, and I believe that as we see the resets start to come in our category towards the back half of the summer, some late August and early September resets, we're going to have some really huge news with some big name customers that I'm really excited to announce. It would just be a little bit too early to say it today.
Okay, cool. Well, we'll look out for that. That's great.
It's going to be awesome.
What is one thing you learned during your time at Coca-Cola, where you used to work, that you've brought to this brand, that you've been able to drive it forward with?
It's about the consumer. I mean, listen, Coke is an absolutely fantastic place to work. You learn incredible things, you work with incredible people, you get amazing opportunities. But the one thing that Coke does better than any place in the world is Coke focuses entirely on the consumer. They give you an incredible amount of tools to learn about the consumer, and it is just 100% consumer focus. And everything that I do, everything I try to teach the people who work with me is always focused 100% on what do people want. Mm-hmm. Our job is not to give them what we think they want. Our job is to give them what they want. Mm-hmm. And that is something that Coke has always focused on, and something that I'm always grateful that I learned how to do that from them, and they continue to be great at that. It's just in their DNA.
Yeah. Absolutely makes sense. Evan, that's so great. Thank you so much for coming by and talking with us.
Absolutely.
We look forward to following along with what happens next with you guys. Keep us posted, throw cookies at us, etc. Look forward to seeing you soon.
Did you say? Oh, okay. I literally will. I literally will.
Thank you
Beth.
so much. Nice
Appreciate
meeting
it.
you.